Welcome back for another video. Final thoughts and tips before Gameweek 37 is underway, answering your biggest questions and dilemmas, and then we'll take a look at my final team before the deadline. Question from Toffee: 33 point swing to his desired rank. Is it possible to make that up, and how risky should he go? So we'll use this one in general to talk about making up ground right now. Like, loads of us are still chasing the mini league and or a rank. Maybe you're even chasing a rank and a mini league. I've got the rank thresholds on screen as well, so you can benchmark your current points against that. 2,482 points is top 10k, 2,428 is 50k, 2,399 is 100k, 2,303 points is 500k. Tables from live FPL. So as far as a 33 point gap, I mean, realistically, I'll be honest, that's going to be hard to recover because you need to beat the average score around you by 17 points for the next 2 weeks. Last game week, for example, was one of my best game weeks of the season with 77, and that happened to be 17 above the average, and it was my third best game week rank of the season, which kind of shows how difficult it can be. It's not impossible though, that's for sure. Like, there's some really good upside captains available still to potentially make that difference, and there are some differentials in general to own. It's worth mentioning as well that mini leagues are very different in terms of making ground up compared to overall rank. Like, let's say there's 2 managers above you in a league that you're chasing, and neither of them are going to own Watkins, and you captain him. Then you've got Watkins 200% effective ownership versus their 0%, because you'll get twice his points and they won't get any of his points. Whereas, of course, overall ranks won't be as swingy as that. Like, he could be something like 60% effective ownership next game week. Keep pushing though, it's not over till it's over. Let's talk strikers then. Racing asks whether Mateta needs selling and who the best replacement is if he needs selling. Well, yeah, obviously his minutes have been really poor recently, and I'll be honest, he's not even guaranteed to start straight after the final, and Ketty could come in. So, getting the obvious out of the way, Watkins. Right, he's flavour of the week and he's the most transferred in player, and if you watch the Expert series, likewise he's the most bought player for them as well. It's hard to make a case against him really. I mean, if you've got the money, he's right there. What I will say is it feels like the last couple or so games we've seen some more measured, more controlled performances from Villa. I mean, this might not be the 4-0 type game that many are expecting, based on Tottenham's form recently. They're going to want to go into the final with confidence, not getting battered a few days before it. The other case for Watkins or no Watkins is how it might affect you in Gameweek 38. Like, does he block you from buying someone like Saka? I mean, that's what I'm weighing up right now. Do I buy Watkins now if it means no Saka, or do I buy Watkins now and ignore Saka in 38? All things considered, Watkins is a great choice, let's be honest. Leicester have just announced that this weekend will be Vardy's 500th and final game for Leicester. He won't be involved Game Week 38. So 500th game, nice round number. And it just so happens to be 1 goal short of 200 for Leicester as well. And he's got Ipswich home. He's only 5.3 mil. I mean, there's some fantastic narratives this week, isn't there? Like Beto, he's home to one of the worst teams in Premier League history, and it's Everton's last ever game at Goodison Park, so how about that? He's only 4.8 million, and he has scored in his last 2 games. The more boring but sensible choice is Wissa, who I've got in my team. 17 goals, 5 assists this season, and he's facing Fulham, who have lost 4 in the last 5, no clean sheets. If I was to rank them, I'd go Watkins, Wissa, Beto, and then Vardy. Beto and Vardy move ahead of Wissa if you need someone for Game Week 37 only, basically. FPL Rated asks, who's the best triple captains for Game Week 37 or 38? The 3 that I've put here are Saka and Salah for Game Week 38, and then Palmer this week. So in 38, Saka's got Southampton away, Salah's got Palace home, and of course Palmer this week has got Man United home. In a nutshell, I would say Saka and Salah in 38 slightly better than Watkins now, which is why I've got no Watkins, but I've got Palmer there for this week, if that makes sense. Palmer, he's got the free kicks, he's got the penalties, and yeah, like Watkins, he's facing a Europa League finalist, so yeah, Palmer just edges it if I was picking one for this week. More points per game, etc. this season as well. If I had the chip still, I think I'd be inclined to save it till 38, given there's a couple of options, and go for one of Saka or Salah and assess after this game week. Like, let's say Saka's man of the match against Newcastle, 1 goal, 1 assist. Or let's say that Salah shows up and Liverpool show up again. I think you're going to be really happy to have the choice of which one to go for in 38 by saving it this week. What's the scout selection looking like then? This week they've gone Martinez in goal, they've gone Vardy, Cucurella and Bramthwaite, Salah, Palmer, Mbumo, Bowen and Rodgers in midfield. It's the 3-5-2 of Watkins captain and Vardy up front, and it's Moyes assistant manager. I mean, I would undoubtedly have gone triple Everton if I was picking a team, like Beto over Rodgers or Pickford over Martinez, for example. But yeah, decent team. I mean, is anyone actually looking at Beto? I just can't shake the feeling that he's been massively overlooked, but we'll have to see what happens this game week. Like, as I say, it's Everton's last ever Goodison fixture. It's a historic game, and he's playing home to 20th place Southampton as well. It seems a bit more logical than Rodgers to me, but yeah, Rodgers is fine as well. Speaking of, let's have a look at the gaming odds from Rob TFPL. So, clean sheet chances and projected goals. Which games are showing promise this week? So, Villa versus Spurs has got the most projected goals, 2.65, followed by Chelsea versus Man United, 2.45. So yeah, perhaps that's why Beto is being overlooked as well. Everton have got 2.1 projected goals against the Saints, so not as high. Man City 2.2, playing at the Etihad against Bournemouth after the final on Tuesday. Everton have got the best clean sheet odds this week, 46%. Chelsea 40% in second. And then it's Villa and Man City, both on 32%. And then we've got the likes of Arsenal, Palace, Brentford, around 28-29%. So yeah, if your mids and forwards are all set this week and you're just looking to upgrade at the back, then I would say an Everton defender is the way to go, or Pickford if it's a keeper. Captaincy rankings next. Lots of you asked who's the best captain this week, and I actually found it particularly hard to rank them this week. Landed on Palmer number 1, Mbumo number 2, Watkins number 3. Mbumo and Watkins, perhaps they should share a silver medal, it really is close. In Mbumo's favour, you just know that he's certain to play 90. He's on penalties, free kicks, corners. Like with Watkins, we've seen Emery be ruthless before. You know, taking him off for Marlon in about 70 minutes, just a couple of games back. You know, no penalties and set pieces, etc. It's really close though, because yeah, Watkins has got the slightly better fixture. And yeah, Palmer gold medal this week. Chelsea have got a point to prove after that Newcastle loss. They're playing for Champions League, and yeah, as the narrative has been repeated and repeated this week, playing against the Europa League finalists, so they'll have one eye on that, won't they? The captaincy widget on the Focal app has got Palmer top, 5 stars, Watkins is on 3, and Mbumo and Haaland on 2. FPL Focal in the App Store if you want to install it for free. Who are the most transferred players around the world then? Well, Watkins is miles ahead right now, 276,000 new owners at the time of recording. And then after that it's Eze, following his brace last game week. Bowen's in 3rd, Beto's 4th, Rodgers, Schade, Wood and Wissa. And that makes Marmoush the most sold this week, so yeah, lots looking to make that Watkins switch. Perhaps a coincidence, but the 2 times that Marmoush hasn't started in the league since he joined City was the loss to Forest and the draw against Southampton. I mean, he definitely starts in the final in my eyes. Probably Gameweek 37 as well, honestly. But yeah, I mean, the switch to Watkins does make sense. Isak is the second most sold, so lots looking to sell him. And then it's Cunha, and Salah's in 4th. I mean, it's crazy to imagine Salah mass sold, but it is understandable in recent form. Will he punish the sellers though? Speaking of selling Isak, Kokosh asks whether Isak to Watkins is the play this week. I mean, Mateta, of course, he's the priority sell if you've got him. But yeah, if you don't have him or you simply don't have the money, is Isak worth selling for Watkins? There was this rumour circulating that Isak's going to need surgery after the season for a minor injury, but I don't know if it's reliable, probably not, and it could just be a convenient excuse that we're looking for to sell him, and maybe justification for his drop in form lately. I mean, Arsenal away is one of the toughest possible fixtures. Well, this season it's been toughest. Arsenal have conceded 12.9 expected goals in home games, which ranks best. Liverpool next best with 16.7. So yeah, it is a sound transfer to make. Watkins is now Villa's all-time leading goal scorer as well, 75 goals he's got. And this Friday, to celebrate it, they're even going to have a giant flag out for him. Over 2 game weeks, Watkins is an upgrade over Isak. I mean, that's the way to frame it, whatever happens. Game week 38 is pretty close. I mean, you'd say Isak actually edges it there because he's got Everton home, but this week Watkins undeniably has the better fixture, which those stats showed. Final question, Gunnar MH asks, when will this misery end? Sunday 25th of May. Not long to go. Finishing up with a final look at my team and transfer plans then. My team is Martinez, Vardy, Saliba, Wan-Bissaka, Sarr, Eze, Mbumo, Salah, Rodgers, Isak and Wissa. And on the bench I've got Ryan, Mateta, Konate and Burn. So that's 2 clean sheets on the bounce to Martinez, so I've got to play him again. Slightly better clean sheet odds as well, and similar thinking with Wan-Bissaka versus Konate. West Ham have actually been given better clean sheet odds this week, and I mean Wan-Bissaka is on 7 and 12 pointers in his last 2, so yeah, the form, like Martinez says, start him. You've probably seen the photos of the Liverpool players on holiday this week as well, so yeah, it's Konate on the bench for me. And Mbeumo captain and Salah vice captain in line with the captaincy widget. So the 2 transfer paths that I mentioned in my team selection video is, option 1 is Mateta to Watkins this game week. I've got enough money to do that. And then it would be Sarr to Kluivert or Semenyo Gameweek 38 when they've got Leicester home. Or option 2, I roll and then I buy Evan Nilsson and Saka in Gameweek 38. So yeah, first of all, Evan Nilsson versus Kluivert or Semenyo. Right now, Evan Nilsson's got to be the better pick in my eyes. Watkins versus Saka is obviously closer. Like, Saka wins for Gameweek 38 fixture, but Watkins wins for this game week. But if I don't buy Watkins this week, then I have to start Isak against Arsenal, so it is a complicated and difficult decision really. I mean, I can see myself captaining Saka in 38 potentially as well, especially if he has a good game against Newcastle before that. Weirdly, Salah's only had one good Gameweek 38 ever, but over all the years there, his best ever return in Gameweek 38 was 11 points, which was back in his 2017-18 debut season. His points returns in Gameweek 38 are as follows, most recent to oldest: 6-5, 6-6, 1-3 and 11. Both paths seem dead even to me, so I think the second path wins on flexibility if nothing else. Like, on the off chance something happens in Gameweek 37 that could scupper my plans, then at least I'll have 2 transfers to fix my team. The last thing I really want to do is be taking a -8 in Gameweek 38 with literally only one game for it to be repaid. Thanks very much for watching. Hope this was helpful. Do hit subscribe if it was. We'll be live here for the deadline Friday afternoon as well. See you then.